Morning everyone, it's just before quarter to 10 on a Friday morning, and today we're going to try doing a marathon on Zwift on the treadmill. I have no idea whether I can do this or not. I have to say I am quite nervous about this. Still, anyway, we're logged into Zwift on the iOS device. If you don't know what I'm talking about here, okay, Zwift software program that allows you to cycle in a virtual world has just released a kind of secret running module. Not that secret, to be honest. Okay, so you can see me there. I'm that man standing on the curb there. Right, come on, let's get moving then. Here we go. Right, I've started walking. So I've started my marathon. So for fueling, 26 miles is a long way. I have some water, 2 bottles of Coke, and something called Huel. It's like a meal in a drink. I tend to work in kilometres, and I break my marathon down into 4 10k runs, and then a little sprint at the end. Right, that's the first kilometre done in 6 minutes and 31 seconds. So we're going a bit slow really for a 4-hour finish, so we need to speed up a bit. First rule of marathon running: don't go off too fast. That's what we're aiming for today, a 4-hour finish. But having never run a marathon on a treadmill, I've no idea whether I'm going to get to 2 hours and just be completely wrecked. If you're interested in running on Zwift, all you need actually is a compatible foot pod. So I'm now using the Polar Stride sensor. Good to use a heart rate monitor as well if you can, but it's not essential. But if you wear a heart rate monitor, you can tell the real effort that somebody's putting in. Well, that's interesting. We're at 2k on Zwift, but yeah, we're not quite at 2k on the watch yet. Fingers crossed this is the first marathon run on Zwift, if I get there. There's no guarantees with marathon running, anything could happen. I might suddenly get a pain in my knee, or the treadmill might break, might have a power cut. I said at the beginning, I've never run a marathon on a treadmill. The furthest I've been on the treadmill is about 27, 28 kilometres. In terms of fueling again, I tend to try and run the first 10 miles or so with not very much at all. I am prone occasionally to getting stomach issues, gastric problems, especially if I have too much sugary stuff early on in a race. The problems come at around 18 to 20 miles when I start guzzling down Coke to try and fend off the wall. By that time it's too late, of course. Zwift is telling me I've done quite a lot further than my watch is telling me. My watch has just ticked over to 4 kilometres. Zwift's already saying I've done 4 kilometres and another 100 metres or so. I'm going to go by the Zwift time, the Zwift distance. There are 3 courses in Zwift. There's London, which is based on the World Championship cycling course of 2016. There is Richmond, which is based on the World Championship cycling course of 2015. And then there is Watopia, which is an imaginary island. Ow! Bang my head on the roof. What I'm noticing actually is I'm not looking at myself on the screen very much, and I think that's because it's so small. I really need a massive big screen in front of me, don't I? Because I kind of do feel like I'm just running on a treadmill. At the moment I don't feel as immersed as I do when I'm cycling. Ow! That's the second time I didn't bang my head once yesterday. So we are a bit behind schedule. 8 kilometres done in 48.5 minutes. So we're not gonna hit 10k in an hour. So we need to make up that time later on if we're going to do it in 4 hours, or we just accept that we're not going to do it in 4 hours. Look at that. Exactly 1 hour, exactly 10k. Heart rate is 143. I feel okay. Can't make sure we don't get to that 18-mile point and feel terrible. So at this point, I'm very confident that I'll get to at least half marathon stage and feel okay. They're now locked on again, the watches. So my watch and Zwift have just ticked over to 15 kilometres in pretty much the same time. Okay, 5k to go and then we're halfway through. The way things are going, we're not going to do it in 4 hours. It's going to be slower than that. The watch has ticked over to 17k and it says that I've done that in 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Zwift is not at 17k yet. There we are, 20k in 2 hours exactly, according to Zwift. I think if I ran any faster than this, I would start to get fatigued. And I don't want to be fatigued at the end, really. I just want to be comfortable. Right, there we are, 21k. Let's just slow down a bit, have a bit to drink. We've done 21.5 kilometres in 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. So that is looking at around about a 4 hour, 20-minute finish, isn't it, for the marathon? Ooh, again, banging my head off the roof of the... We're about 300 metres away from 24k on Zwift. Right, it definitely feels to me like I am running a lot faster than my Zwift counterpart. I'm only doing like less than 10k per hour. My watch is saying my average pace is like 5 minutes 30 per kilometre, which is way faster. But then, do I believe the watch, you know? I will complete a marathon on Zwift, so it will say 42 kilometres when I've finished. Only 25k in, we've got another 16, 17k to go. 5:25 for kilometre 27 on the watch. 2 hours, 38 minutes and 50 seconds. Oh! Right, that's a problem. Hold on 2 seconds. Slight problem. Oh. Drink on the ground. Let's pretend that's an aid station. We've got 2 more aid stations to go. One at 32 kilometres and one at 37 kilometres. Okay, so if you didn't see that, I knocked my drink on the floor and it's spilled on the treadmill a little bit, so... Okay, there's no lying. I am struggling now with about 9 miles to go. I'm feeling it. Oh, hang on a minute, we're following somebody else on Zwift now. Oh no. Hold on. Right, I have to come off again now and find myself. I do apologise. And now there's sweat all over my pad. I can't move the thing. Oh, this is all going wrong, isn't it? Terrible. We're going to run to the start line and then jump off and try and log back up, find myself there. The reason I can't log in as myself on the computer there, obviously, is because I'm logged in as myself on the phone here. And I think it'll crash if I do that. You see, this is what happens when you start to get into the sharp end of a marathon. Things start to go wrong. And it's all psychologically defeating, you know. So you knock your drink off, your computer system doesn't work right, you start to feel lethargic and fatigued, you maybe drink more than you should. Right, let's hit 30 kilometres running and then we'll get off the trainer and try and sort out the screen that you're watching. Right, let's go back on here and see if we can find me Here we are. Might find myself any second now. Oh no, where am I? I was there. There I am. Yes! Oh, finally. Okay. We're back on. Right, we've done 30, there you can see now. We've done 30 kilometres on Zwift. 12 to go. So you can see the way it goes. I didn't really drink anything in the first 10 miles. And I got to halfway and I thought, blimey, I've got way too much stuff here to drink. But you can see now that my Pure drink, which was completely full, is now down here. My water is here, almost at the bottom. I do have a full bottle of Coke left to go, and I've drunk 1 can of Coke, and I still have now 12 kilometres left to run. Are we still following me? We've jumped again, haven't we? What's going on? Stop it! Right, there I am. Right, this is turning into a struggle, isn't it? This last 12k. Things going wrong. Far too much faffing about. So much for consistent pace throughout marathon. My watch is almost a kilometre ahead of Zwift. So this is saying 31:61, 31 kilometres, 610 metres. And that's saying 30 kilometres, 700 metres. Right, the watch has just ticked over to 33. Zwift has just ticked over 32. Oh no! I've gone again, haven't I? Right, well, there's nothing for it. I'll have to stop. What? I don't want to be on the start line of a race. You know, I am going to finish the marathon no matter how long it takes, but there's no point in streaming it if I'm not on the stream. Sorry, there's nothing I can do. I have to get running because this is ridiculous. I've spent so much time, wasted so much time faffing about looking for myself. So I feel very tight in the legs now because I've stopped. So the clock on Zwift says 3:18 and my watch says 3:33, 3 hours 33 minutes. The watch says I've covered 33.2 kilometres. My Zwift iOS phone says I've covered 32.2 kilometres. Right, coming up to Big Ben, okay. So in a minute, we'll stop again and try and find Big Ben on here, on the MacBook. I mean, there's not really much point in having a stream, a Zwift stream, if I'm not on the stream, is there? I mean, I know it means the marathon's just going to take forever, but right, look, there's Big Ben there. Look, so I must be somewhere near. Here we go. I must be somewhere near. There I am. Yes, come on. That was quicker than I expected. Oh, let's have a bit of Coke to celebrate that. That's a stroke of luck. So as you can see, we've got 9 kilometres to go. Definitely slowed down now. 3 hours 25 minutes, but not really. It's actually 3 hours 40 minutes. I've done it again. It's done it again. This marathon is going to take forever if I have to keep stopping and finding out where I am on the screen. Right, I'm on a bridge, am I? I'm on a bridge somewhere. There I am. Well, again, that was a bit of good fortune. walking through concrete. Definitely tired, a bit fed up now, to be honest, what with all the issues. And psychologically, that's terrible, you know, it's really self-defeating. And once that happens, it's very difficult to get yourself back up and going again. Minimum disruption, minimum fuss, bang, 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 get your kilometres out. But to be fair, more often than not, you will deal with issues like this. Okay, not computer issues, you know, outrunning, but other issues. And the whole mental game with marathon running is to get over those things. Either not let them bother you or not allow them to happen in the first place, so take precautions so things like that don't happen. All these things, little details, make a difference to how well your marathon goes, because any little problem becomes a big problem in your head when you're trying to concentrate on running 26.2 miles, and it destroys you mentally from the inside out, and you cannot run as well as you should be able to. That said, marathon running's easy. Anyone can do it. Look, we've literally got about 7k to go now. We're all right. We're not dying, are we? We're fine. Yes, we're a little tired. Yes, we'd rather be sitting on the sofa. But at the end of the day, it's not that bad, is it? I am definitely running faster than 6:49 per kilometre, surely. The watch says I'm running at 5:25 per kilometre. Who knows? Anyway, there we are, 35 kilometres in 3 hours 39 minutes, not including stops. So 7 kilometres to go. We'll have a little break in 2 kilometres for some Coca-Cola, and we'll bang out the last 5k. 38 kilometres on the watch, 5 minutes 23 seconds for that kilometre, 4 hours and 2 minutes. Right, 4.5k to go. How good does that feel, eh? When you've run a marathon, you've run all that distance, you know you've got less than 5 kilometres and you've done a marathon. I joke that it's easy to run a marathon. Of course it isn't easy. There's a lot of training involved, a lot of hard work, and if you're not a marathon runner, if you're not used to running marathons, that's even more hard work because you're starting from scratch. And it's a mental battle. Now yes, the more marathons you do, the easier, to some degree, the easier that mental battle becomes, because you know what you're going to face. Look at that, 40 kilometres on the watch, although that's a very sedate 7:02 for that kilometre, because we did our walking and had our drink in that time. You know, with a big screen it'd be better, so I feel more immersed in London, you know, in running round the streets of London. I really haven't felt that. I've felt like I've been in a shed on the treadmill. So there we are, 4 hours it's taken me to do at 38 kilometres. Or, well, no, it's taken me a lot longer than that, actually, because there's 4 hours doesn't include the stopping, does it? So, you know, it's been relatively comfortable. It was very annoying around 30k mark with all those problems with the computer. 41 kilometres on the watch, 5 minutes 25 seconds for that kilometre. See, Zwift is still telling me I'm running at 6:45 per kilometre. Well, I honestly think I'm running faster than that. Oh, there had to be one last disaster, didn't there? There we are. That's 42 kilometres on the watch, 5 minutes 23 for that lap, for that kilometre. When I finish this, well, the marathon is just over 42 kilometres, but 4 hours, 26 minutes, let's say. See, if I was running a marathon on the treadmill and I didn't have Zwift, I'd just be using that, wouldn't I? And I would save that and I would upload it to Strava and everyone would say, you did a marathon in whatever, 4:25, 4:26. 300 metres to go, although we will do a little more just to make sure it's 26.2 miles. 45 kilometres on the watch. Well, I'm glad to finish this. Very tired now. Let's just quickly check units. 26.23. Shall I give myself a ride on from my wife? The first live streamed marathon on Zwift. Well, the first marathon run on Zwift, I think. Unless somebody wants to correct me. I have thoroughly enjoyed that. Hard work, marathon running on a treadmill is hard work. But we're done. And I hope to see some more of you doing running on Zwift. I'll give you a ride on if I see you. Please do subscribe to the YouTube Film My Run channel and the YouTube Zwift Rides channel. Two separate channels, one for running videos, one for Zwift videos. And also do have a look out for other streamers on beam.pro and on YouTube streaming Zwift, cycling or running in the future. It's going to take off all around the world, guys, promise you. So, thanks a lot again. Do take care. Bye, guys. Thanks very much for watching. See you again.